Horror stories about bands, your philosophy, one room, not room, mixing room.
The mixer is no sewage department.
Shit in, shit out. Take any AI and say, play that for me.
Tape machine.
I wanted to trash it actually. Jumped the drum kit after the show and like ripping everything. And I took my guitar and it was fucking wet.
Thanks, Gregor, for fucking it up, man.
And I told them, dude, why is my fucking guitar wet? You know?
No. You stop smoking. You just come out.
Hyper.
All right, guys. Could you please introduce yourself, like one by one? We'll do a short introduction, and also what did you bring for as a prize? And then we'll have a general discussion together. So, what's your name? What do you do? And who you are? And because I don't know you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Lukas Wiltschko. I run a professional production facility for alternative rock in Vienna, the 14th district. I do mostly mixing and mastering of alternative rock and heavy music there, and sometimes I go out and do front of house for cool bands.
Okay, so you basically do everything for. What do you don't do?
I don't do hip hop.
Oh, you okay? It's one of the questions what you don't do as a genre, but okay, you skipped it. All right, so you're.
No, it's mostly alternative rock and heavy sound.
All right. You're all right. Fuck, you're so fast. You didn't drink that much that I did.
No, I just
need to
had
concentrate.
two of those fire things, and they were too
You're on
little, I
fire.
guess.
By the way, Christkirchner, cheers. You don't drink, so cheers. Christkirchner, our sponsor.
Cheers, guys.
All right, you should drink so that you'll slow down because I need to concentrate.
Yeah, but I can also.
All right.
Yeah.
Did you bring a present?
Yes, I brought a coffee mug branded from the studio, and it's somewhere.
Dig deep in.
Yes, it's LW Sonics.
I'm gonna put it on the table for now, and then I'll put it back in the bag. All right. That was number one. Number two.
I don't need to go number two, no?
Number two on the bus.
All right, not on the
number two
bus,
on the
not
bus.
on the bus, not on the bus, not on the bus, right? It's forbidden. All right, Gregor, let's go with you. You were here already, but introduce yourself quickly. What's up with you? I didn't know that you're doing something like that.
Standing in between two folks who have a lot of experience mixing live. I'm just an amateur. I recorded the first album of my band myself and also did a lot of gigs like as a live technician, like a lot, like 50. But yeah, and now I'm standing between those two who do that professionally.
Come closer.
So yeah.
Come closer.
So I'm just going to be
okay.
the amateur in between.
Come closer.
Let's do mosh pit. And yeah, now I'm gonna talk some stuff of my experience in between the professional experience. So.
All right, well, that's cool. I didn't know that you do that, but okay, it's cool.
You don't know a lot of stuff about me.
Did you bring something for the back as a present?
Sadly not, but I'm gonna put something up.
We're gonna put something from our merchandise. All right, number two. Number three, man. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Nitro or Nino del Carlo. Most of the time, live sound engineer and musician for my band Ewig.
Yay! First of all, what did you bring in the gift
Except
bag?
my beer, you mean?
No. Did you bring a present?
Yeah. I brought my latest album on tape. That's a LA released tape, which was recorded in his studio actually, and he mixed and mastered it.
Yes.
And yeah.
I listened to it.
It's beautiful, right?
Tape. Do I have? Yeah, I have a tape. Yeah, I do. Yeah. Never opened it. But I have the big tapes.
Let's put it.
Yeah.
All right.
A big tape machine.
So,
actually.
first of all, applause to all the guests. You know, right in the beginning, just before the show. Oh,
We're four, so yeah.
Some breakfast in the evening.
Feuerkuss.
We all got fire kissed.
All right. So, just before the shooting the show, Nitro was giving me shit that what is this thing?
Focusrite interface, I guess.
And it was not turned
it was turned on, but it wasn't plugged in. Ooh, feedback.
Nerds.
I'm allergic to scarlets and spiders.
But nobody knew actually if it works or not, and I wanted to trash it actually, but I wasn't sure if I really can do that.
Secrets? Exclusive?
We had a beer with him.
No, we were
I know.
invited.
That's why I'm fucking
with my
envious.
band, Young Nails.
Young Nails, yes.
We were invited at Louis at the microphone company
Yes.
to record a song there.
Shout out to Maria.
Yes. To record a song there, and that's what we did, and it's gonna release next year.
Ah.
Yes.
So you kind of like.
And I was told that I'm a bass player who can actually play by a guy who doesn't like bass players. So.
Mic drop and you leave.
I'm
Right?
still envious that he got to meet Glenn Fricker. So
Some magic happening. So you have a release and it's coming out next year. When?
Somewhere around February, I guess. I can't tell you much more now.
All right.
But
who's doing mastering and mixing? And
it's already all done.
It's already all done.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Yeah, no, but we gonna keep everybody posted on our Instagram channel of Young Nails Band.
Yeah.
And keep you posted there.
check it
Alright.
out.
A band with 3 audio engineers
Yes,
in
exactly.
a 3-piece band.
So everybody knows about it. I don't know about it. Do they need to know about it? I mean, like inside shit.
Do they not already know about it?
No,
It's a shame.
You confuse me so much, man. And,
It was just like a
You
hit
see
in
how
the
many
blue and I
Wiltschko
just
bottles
shot
I
it.
already drank here, you know? Like, I have no idea. All right, so...
No. Yeah, I do play bass in a band called Young Nails, and there's a single coming next February, which is completing the EP coming next February.
Wow,
Yeah.
self-promotion
Now everybody
9,000, man.
Yeah.
So, what's your philosophy? What music engineer should do? What I mean is that, like, how much of your personality do you put in a band when you record, mix, and master? For example, Steve Albini, right? We know that prick. Nerds.
I don't know him, to be honest.
I don't know him personally. He's a really nice guy,
Can't
and he's a really nice guy. It's a joke, but his philosophy is that he should, like, he's only recording. He's not there with ideas. He's only there to record stuff, and that's it. Everything that you do, it's your thing. It's not my thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's, for example, Lukas? What's your philosophy? Let's crank everything in compressor, put it all down, and mix it for Spotify, and that's it.
Can't admit that now, so yeah.
No, yeah.
No, but it's a different kind of job because if the band is ordering a producer,
Yes.
they get a musical producer if they want that.
All right.
And if a band is like, these are our songs, you're not gonna mess up anything, then they go to some guy or girl who doesn't do anything like this. And you
Yeah,
can, if you go to Steve Albini, I'm pretty sure he will have some issues. With
Really?
If your guitar is not in tune or something like this, I guess.
I
Don't you
don't
think?
know, man. I've never recorded with Steve Albini or with any other person, right? So I don't know how much shit producers
No, I
or
don't know
mixing
about that either,
or
but-
sound engineers.
The thing is, if you're just collecting sounds of bands, then you don't really interact with this. And it's always like, if the band wants that kind of recording, then they get it. And rule number 1 is don't be a dick.
Well, that's by default. Don't be a dick in life, right?
Yeah.
Right. Everybody agrees, right?
I got one point in that thing. You're totally right. And there's always one point. The mixer is no sewage department. You know? If shit comes into the mixer, shit's gonna come out.
Shit in, shit out.
Yeah, shit in, shit out.
That's most of the time also if you mix live, you know. More than if you record, but still it's basically the same.
That's what I wanted to say. So, yeah.
So basically, for normal people, you need to be a good band so to sound good, right?
That's about it, yeah.
That's the message I wanted to make, yeah.
But what's a good band? We could discuss that too. But
For example, okay.
But-
Ewig Frost.
No,
Is it a good
nothing.
band?
fuck you.
I'm gonna listen.
No, but okay. But what I was asking is that, like, for example, you're recording somebody, how much of your personality do you put in the recording process, right? Because there's a difference, right? You can like okay, let's sweeten a little bit, add some plugins.
Yeah, but that's less.
a tape machine.
Yes, but this is when they're all gone. It's just in the
But
end.
I think it's not really a personal note you want to put in, but like you try just to work the best you can, you know.
You know, if you work with a lot with music, then you kind of have a repertoire, and if you hear something, I tend to suggest stuff, and if the band likes it, they can do it, and if not, they don't. But I'm very fond of everything gets a try. So if whatever idea comes up, we always try. And if it works, it works, and if not, if not.
I know you're trying to be diplomatic and commercially successful, so you don't want to say some shit. But for example, if the band is playing like fucked up, you know,
and they don't play at my studio.
And they don't play in my studio. Here we go, right?
You need to rehearsal first because it doesn't really make sense to record something you can't play, you know. I mean, you can of course take any AI and say play that for me. In 2023.
Oh, it gets interesting.
Now he's bringing up some stuff.
I didn't expect AI coming out from your mouth actually tonight. I was expecting like tape machine coming from yours, and like tape machine.
Yeah, kind of
guy.
everything you hear from the studio went over this tape machine for mastering. So yeah.
Do you use plugins that emulate tape machine?
At mixing, sure.
Yeah. I know. I watched the podcast with you.
Yeah, sure.
No doubt.
So this was
no
you.
No doubt. Hella good as your reference song.
Yes, exactly. I love it.
I checked it out. Actually,
Yeah,
it's really good. It's really good. Yeah. Do you have reference songs that you like to use all the time? Which ones? Because
Definitely.
didn't expect that like a No Doubt as a hella good.
Yeah,
I got one standard.
What-
But Nino.
I take different ones.
For example,
No real example.
he's using No Doubt. What are you using?
That totally depends. I'm like using different
Okay,
things.
if it's a
for-
band is actually which band is it for everybody or for specific like rock, metal or?
You mean like the reference?
Yeah.
It's just for my ears. It's
For your
just
ears?
For me
Do
to
you use
listen
something
to
for your
stuff.
ears? Yeah. Because this is like a to clean.
But this has nothing to do with genre or anything. It's just like
Alright.
it's everything where it's
I
supposed
don't know
to be.
shit, man. Like,
now I tell
so
you.
for example,
Yeah, that's why I use different stuff, like to
Okay.
get the different spectrums to see like.
for example, what is a good reference track? Because I had to listen to the whole 1 hour and 40 minutes podcast to get it out. So, but I couldn't find the podcast with you.
That depends because each genre sounds different. So I take like some different stuff. and I
Thrash
put that
metal,
in.
a band thrash metal.
All thrash metal albums are produced pretty differently, and that was my experience. So I listened to Power Trip, and it sounded totally different to Municipal Waste. Sounded totally different to like the Big Four. Also, the fucking Big Four from Germany sound pretty different. That just really depends.
All right.
Everything's recorded different. What?
Exotiphobia.
What?
Yeah. What's up with them?
Yeah, the sound
Yeah, it's
of the
like
guitar is a bit similar
similar to what?
to the last Ewig.
I don't think so. No.
Okay. Those two mix pretty up well, in my hearing.
Well, when we mixed, or when he mixed Ewig, we took in Vanik, the guitarist from
Okay.
Midnight, his last production, and I don't know what else. Can't really remember.
Because you were very, very demanding how it's supposed to sound. So that's
Yeah,
what
I
we
was
did.
really enjoying it,
So we
going
didn't
in
have
his
the reference
studio,
for your stuff.
and I took like a cheat sheet, and I said like, please make that, and that, and that, and that, and
we
he
just
did it.
did. You can listen to it, and you should listen. Should all listen to Ewig Frost all day long.
Yep.
Yeah, actually.
But this
no.
guy actually, he can like make everything sound like the band wants to.
Exactly.
So if there's like any fucking sound you want to achieve,
Yeah, I
go
know
to
it's like
him.
a circle jerk for everybody. Like, it's fucking awesome. He's awesome. Because
No, no,
everybody is
really,
awesome.
really,
yeah, that's it. I know that you're
I
like
really
everybody
mean
is
that,
awesome.
really. That's like
No,
a crazy
I
thing.
know.
A crazy thing. Like you can really, I don't know, if you want to have that bass drum or that bass sound or that guitar sound, he can do it.
Well, to
In a
explain
reasonable
myself,
range.
to somehow explain myself, that freshy kind of sound of the guitar, which is also there at Exotophobia, I saw in the tracks. But on the other hand, it was in general a pretty awesome album because it was harmonious. You felt that everybody who was playing there worked together.
Yeah.
And also that he put out the whole sound he could. So, yeah. Still one of the albums I put on when
All
I'm
right,
at
guys.
home to have a good time. So
Guys, you can make like a farting noise, like sound really awesome. I know,
Yeah.
like going through a tape machine with some. What's your favorite plugin for that? If it's a fart noise,
I'm sure he can like make it sound dry or wet. or
Increase
something
the
like that.
bass, to be honest. So.
increase the bass.
More low end, you know.
Low end compressor plus tape machine, going through the audience.
Straight EQ.
Straight EQ.
Straight
right?
EQ, more low end, so cool.
All right. Any special equipment that we need to use for that?
Maybe some clamps over your nose for a longer session.
I like the room work of Cubase when it comes to farting noise.
All right, but
Because
okay,
it gets
you can
some room.
record.
Is that your fetish, actually? You like to listen to farting sounds?
No. Actually, I never joked about farts or stuff. Like I've never wanted, but was like a backup
Excrematory
plan, like that I do
grindfuckers and
once in
gutalax.
50 years. Puts the haze because I want to ask you is like, okay, you can do whatever you want, but are there horror stories that's not farting? No. Are there?
It's lacking of low end in the fart, you know.
That's low.
Ambient recordings.
No, but the question is like, do you have any horror, without naming names, horror stories? For example, somebody threw the headphones on the floor because fuck this shit.
Okay.
Kindergarten.
This kind of happens.
Happens.
Headphones are supposed to be dropped on the floor. This is
Really?
kind of like
if they're expensive, they're fucked then.
whatever it takes.
Happened to you?
Yeah, I didn't break it, but I run a studio now since I guess 14 years.
Yeah.
So many headphones broke. It's that far. So,
Did something happen with the band when they were like super horrible and you had to do it? So like, give me shit.
It's more like life stories when like your equipment stops working, like your PA stops working or stuff. That's like pretty horrible. But in the studio, I mean, what every engineer which works in the studio, I'm sure it's happened at some point, is like you're tweaking around some plugin, and you notice after 15 minutes that it was on bypass. But you heard it all.
Yes.
Sure,
yes.
you heard it.
Oh fuck.
I know.
happens
Never
to
done it in
everybody
my life, but
at some point, I guess. And this can be a horror story if the band is watching.
Well, but that's like personal embarrassment. But was there something from the side of the band that the band like Jesus, I can't work with the. But you have a filter because I know that you filter out your bands like really hard. You choose the band that you want to work with, so it's probably doesn't happen.
Just the same way as bands do too. So it's if the atmosphere is cool and it all tends to be great to a recording session and everybody benefits from it, and I think you shouldn't work with people that you kind of don't get along with just for some certain sound or whatever, because for me on my sessions it's always very important that it's a very chill atmosphere and everybody's feeling at home and everybody can come out with their feelings and stuff that they had when they wrote the songs. And because sometimes when you do demos with bands in their rehearsal space, they tend to perform way easier than in the studio. So it's very important to have a cool, chill room where everybody can lay down what they gotta do. And that's one of the most important things, and nothing has to be in the way of this. And if a headphone breaks, it breaks.
All right. What's interesting about your studio is that you have the mixing, the thing right in where you record.
I do have one booth now, and Nino helped me a ton when we did this. I rearranged the whole studio. I took out 5 rooms and have one big room now, which is called like an open concept studio, because the communication ways are way easier, because I tend to not work with a lot of headphone stuff at all, because I like to have monitors like in a live situation, because then you can talk to people and then immediately they respond and everything. I can't hear you with the headphone and stuff. This doesn't happen that much, because some situations you have to have headphones on.
Yeah.
But as long as you don't have to, I tend to not use them. So it's kind of the philosophy you were asking before, I guess.
Finally, we got to the philosophy. Guys, what about you? Horror stories about bands, your philosophy, one room, not room, mixing room, dropping headphones. What else, man? Like you should ask me.
Nino, you had one good story.
Equipment.
Well, when I was first at House of Pain at FM4, put on my headphones and I was like stepping on the cable and I ripped it and the plug was in the checkbox. It was awesome. I was like, I'm so sorry, but yeah, happened.
Okay, that shit happens, yeah.
Or another story when I played with Ewig in Oakland. No, it was San Francisco, a small, 10 years ago, small club. And we were playing with two other bands, the one from North Carolina, and they brought like some toms, and we didn't have that good backline, but we really tried to put something together. And one of the bands, they were like playing in the middle, and they had nothing more to do than to like jump the drum kit after the show and like ripping everything. And I was like, dudes, come on. I mean, we still have to play a few shows. What the fuck is going on?
What's like artistic free spirit, man? don't be so oppressive. All right, but you wanted to like kick their faces in the table,
but I
teeth
didn't.
flying. But
I mean, they pissed my guitars later on.
All right.
They were like, I had to drive actually, and they asked me to stop, and I told them, we can't stop, just tell me, because they were starting to piss in a bottle. And I told them, don't do that shit, you know? So I stopped, they could take a piss, then we had like a 4 hours ride through the night. We stopped once again, nobody said anything, I don't know if they took a piss, but when we arrived in LA, back at the house at a friend of mine, we unloaded the van, and I took my guitar and it was fucking wet, and I told them, dude, why is my fucking guitar wet? You know? And he excused with the words like, oh yeah, but I pissed all over me as well. But I rented the fucking van, you know? So it was like, I really wanted to punch him, but I didn't. And a few years later, actually, we were sleeping at another friend's house from Call the Cops in
Punched him when he was asleep.
Italy. No, but we logged in our Facebooks, and then that guy wrote a message and said, I'm so sorry that I pissed your guitars a few years ago. We were like, dude, come on, like
finally,
3 years after that. But yeah,
Jesus,
there were some bad stories.
Yeah. Oh, Gregor, do you have any pissing stories like that?
I have some stories, but not with pissing. It's like I was playing, I was mixing a gig.
I don't want to go so low, but here we are.
I was mixing a gig with 3 bands, and a certain lead singer sat down backstage and left like a sweat spot. You could certainly see their ass.
Like, well, it's
you know, that's okay.
Innocent.
That's nothing bad. Once someone threw a beer bottle.
You don't need to scrape the barrel to find some dirty stuff. If not, then not. It's like I'm not looking for shit. You know.
Well, the worst gig I had was more a communicational problem. You know.
Somebody got punched.
Like, no. Somebody got hit pretty bad by me because I was telling them like, you don't need a fucking microphone, and then they tried to fight me, and then I played bass at that gig.
Jesus.
So like I punched the bass player that bad that I had to play the gig. You know, that was the worst that happened.
And now you're a bass player.
Now I'm a bass player.
And now he's a bass player.
I'm usually a guitarist, but
that's how you become a bass player.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. It was horrible, I know.
Thanks for having me.
Sometimes
As
you
usual.
have to do it, right? Promotion time, plug-in. Young Nails next. Did you want to promote that?
I guess somewhere around January, February, new single EP from Young Nails.
Yes.
Keep you posted on the Instagram channel, and everything else of the studio. And what I'm doing is on lwsonics.com or at the Instagram channel. Most of the time, like all the time.
And he's a good blogger.
Yeah.
Check out his TikTok account. Because
I'm there too, exactly. Yeah.
Gregor, what's up with you?
22nd of December, Darkest Morrow, Blossom release drops, so check that shit out. So I'm gonna hand over to Nino.
Nino, what's up with you?
Yeah, well, we came just back from a successful Mexico tour. I have some merch here, shirts, tapes, CDs. You can buy that. Also online, just text me. I'm gonna set something up, and we're gonna play Vienna Metal Meeting next year. And the rest is still all in the make, so I would just say rock and roll, Ewig Frost.
Baby.
Woo! And everybody, thank you very much for coming. We see each other on February. And yeah, have a nice evening. Don't go far because we have an after show party. A lot of awesome stuff. So stay here.
This Kirchner beer and
Exactly.
They know the shit.
Feuerkuss.
They know the shit. They know the
it's
shit.
delicious.
Everybody, thank you very much. Goedhart, hit the song.